Hey, we're starting a little bit early today because Melchior decided he wanted to come and have fun. Well, Melchior, Taurus, kitty cat kind of fun. I figured, hey, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's start a little bit early. So look, if you're watching this later, and because it's only me in the room right now, just jump ahead. But, when your Taurus cat wants to be snuggly, because it's not an everyday experience. Well, it is an everyday experience. It's just not what I want it. Hi, buddy. I'm streaming from my bedroom again, but this time because I've got a load of laundry in the dryer downstairs, and it's really loud, and it's right next to where I record in the dining room. So I got hair fuzzies. Oh well, what are you gonna do? We're going to be talking about respect today, so I'm just going to respect that my hair is where it is. I've got it back in I don't know what this is called. It's not really a ponytail because it's got this little business going on. And, well, it's not exactly business in the front, party in the back, is it? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, I know I started a little early, and there we are. We've got Bridget and Dawn in the room. Hi, 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 hi. And we've got Melky. Say hello, Melks. Nope, not interested. You want to head bonk the phone? Yes, you do. Yes, he does. He's my sweetheart. He's my baby head face. Are you my baby? Yes, you are. He's just head bonking me like crazy. He's trying to push me downstairs so I can get him some temptations. But look, now he's going to bark. I'm very well protected here. I've got sphinxies. I mean, he's not a sphinx cat. He's an American short hair. Weird. Oh, this is from your toy. He has this gingerbread cat toy. I mean, it's not made of gingerbread. It's a gingerbread man. And it's all ripped up and it's got stuffing coming out of it, but he brings it into bed all the time. And he drops it at my feet. It's like, I love you. Here's my favorite toy. So I respect that. I really, really do. So how are you all doing? We are in our schmooze minutes. I used to say schmooze hour, but no. No. How's this Cancerian moon treating you? Say it's only a Cancer moon. Squeezing emotions out of every pore of my being. But I'm learning how to respect myself in whole new ways, and this doesn't rhyme. Hi. I had an amazing experience in prayer this morning. Well. How'd that go, Bridget? And good morning, Dee. Let me... Kitty's going to head bonk a crystal. We got all sorts of magic going on here during Circle Productions home office. Not like I have any other kind of office. It's all home office now. Yeah, you guard that side of the bed. Stare at yourself in the mirror. Look at him. Stare at yourself in the mirror. Don't worry. That wall is warded. We got a stained glass pentacle. And I was thinking of hanging it over the window, but first of all, why scare the crap out of my neighbors any more than they're already scared? And number two, I can't figure out how to do it without breaking the chain and re-welding it, which I don't know how to do that. I had all my resentments, I laid all my resentments, frustrations, etc. on the altar of the goddess and asked for help to surrender and release it so I could move on. I felt a huge weight lift, blessed be. Amazing whim lately. Don, I'm so happy that I was able to turn you on to the Wim Hof. I do it every day, sometimes a couple of times a day, because, I love coffee. I can drink coffee all day long. But it's not great. It's not great for the skin, let alone anything else, the adrenal glands. So I've been doing it a couple of times, usually before I record, and I've been still researching it. He's got a new one out on YouTube, a new breathing bubble thing. I guess he does it like every couple of months. He makes a new one. So go check it out. So we're going to be talking about respect today in a couple of different ways. I think it's an important subject, but it is inspired by the new book that I am reading. Everything is here to help you. Finding the gift in Life's Greatest Challenges by Matt Kahn. I don't know. I think this is one of the greatest challenges we've ever been in. Don't you think? Don't you think? It's a really good book. Very, very different from his latest book, The Universe Always Has a Plan. This one's much, well, simpler. It's a different book, right? I won't say it's like they're written by two totally different people. That's not true. But this is his second book. And I'm not reviewing it just yet. I don't really review a book until I'm all the way through it. What's the name of the second or Whatever Rises, Love That? Yeah. So there's Whatever Rises, Love That. That one I don't have. Everything is Here to Help You. That's the one I'm reading. The Universe Always Has a Plan, right? Everything is Here to Help You. And the Healing Mantra deck. So I'm so glad he's putting out stuff. His content's really good. His content, his writing, his teaching, his work. Really, really good. I would like to meet him someday. But who knows? It's an old stand-up comedian thing. So how are you all doing in our schmooze time here together? Good morning. Hello, Donna Bella. Donna Bella. Come si dice? Donna Bella. I only have an Italian accent because I grew up around Sicilian, so my pronunciations are ridiculous. All the G's or B's, all the, like, okay, like for instance, cannoli, Canolli, for decades, cannoli. That was the G, cannoli. And of course, we all know ham capicola is gabagool. I don't know where the gabagool came from, but gabagool was what we said in my family. So it is what it is. Yeah. So today's talk on respecting the heart is a direct influence from this book, Everything is Here to Help You, by Matt Kahn. He talks about being at war, WAR, and that's about worry, anticipation, and regret, the three behaviors of the ego, and how you reverse that through raw respect. Wait a minute, I just totally blanked. Is it appreciation? Hold on. Acknowledgement, right? Respect, acknowledgement, and welcome. Now, he's really big on acronyms. Hello, have we met? And Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short. So I like that. He's got a bunch of them in here, which is supposed to make it easier to remember. But I haven't even had this book for 24 hours, so I'll get there. It'll happen. And he's talking about respect, and when you first hear the word, it's like, well, of course I respect myself. Of course I'm a respectful person, and yet, it's still an issue in this world, right? Respect. So we want to talk about that today, and I, of course, want your feedback. So we'll do our prayer. I always like to start with a prayer because I respect myself enough to know that I can tangent like crazy. So at least I know if I say a prayer when I do this, I'm surrendering it to my higher self, a higher power. So it's not abdication of responsibility. It's taking of responsibility by asking the divine to work through me, that I come from a place of love, that I respond, that I have the ability to respond with love, because that's definitely rigot. I know. When people call it ricotta, you might as well drag a rake across a chalkboard. It just, I know. Mozzarella. My brain hemispheres smack together and not in a good way. Ricotta. Oh my God, your balance of ricotta and mozzarella. The only other way to make me pass out is to refold a traffic map, a road map incorrectly. Out. Gone. Karen, I don't know what that is a picture of. It looks like a kitty cat in a box. I'm guessing that's a kitty cat in the box. Remember, I'm doing this on my phone, so I have to like garlic gnats. What are garlic gnats? Very stinky bugs. Flying stinky bugs. Well, that's okay. Gagotulas? Anybody? Gagotulas? Artichokes. Gagotulas. I wonder what the actual word is in Italian. But there you have it. So shall we dive in? Grace is here. Hello, Grace. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Feels great. Stay up late. Good morning to you. Put the crystal on the forehead. Boom. Yeah. Hi. Oh, good morning. Couldn't comment for a while. Well, welcome. Shall we get down to biz? Shall we get down to the business at heart? Let's say our opening prayer. I love it when I make my knee my own tripod. There we go. Does this position make me look fat? Yes, it does. I haven't eaten that much. There we go. I'm still under 180 pounds. I weighed less than I did when I was in college. I'm pretty okay with that. So let's take a few deep breaths. Let's get ready for prayer. You know, it's easy for me to say, oh, get comfortable. Back and hit my head on the headboard. Take a few deep breaths as I gaze out my big windows here, taking in nature, settling in, really appreciating this time that we have together to do this. It's unprecedented that we've been able to do this for so long. And, you know, once things get into their new normal and we're all in our new routines, going to work and out and about in the world, whether it's next year, who knows when it's going to happen? I don't know. There's no tarot card for that. We really won't be able to do this. I mean, I might still stream once a day, but I doubt it's going to be a morning and evening thing. But we'll see. We'll see. So this is, I really respect this opportunity that we have. So let's bless it with a prayer, shall we? Take a nice deep breath. Turn my pentacle out. Dearest God, Goddess, all that is, we surrender this time spent together to you. May it serve your purposes, because we are here only to be truly helpful. We are here to represent you who sent us, so we don't have to worry about what to say or what to do, because you who sent us are directing us. And so we're content to go wherever you wish, knowing that you go along with us, and that we will be healed as you teach us to heal. Please show us what you would have us do, where you would have us go, what you would have us say, and to whom. That we may more gracefully become the people we are meant to be in this life, that we can accept that we have been walking a spiritual path since the beginning, not just of this life, but through every life, and that we have been doing it not wrong, not backwards, not incorrectly, but that what lays ahead of us now is different. And we're going to have to respect ourselves in new ways and respect that the spiritual path is different, and that everything we've learned, though helpful, may need to be released, as the ego has come to take certain truths as so concrete that it's not respecting who we are now and where we are now and what lay ahead of us on the path. So we ask for the guidance and grace the angels, the guides, the masters, the teachers, the gods, the goddesses, the saints, the totems, the healers, and the ancestors, which now gather around us in a force field of light containing and protecting the work we share. And I ask that all information that exchanges between us in the physical and in the non-physical does so clearly, cleanly, and for the highest good of all concerned. That we understand respect in a new way, particularly the respect of the heart in this Cancerian moon that we are in right now, with Pluto retrograde. That it is very possible some of our sacred cows are being led to slaughter, but maybe that they will feed us in a different way as a result. That we are able to respect, acknowledge, and welcome who we are, what we're feeling, and this new world that we are step by step, breath by breath, navigating our way into together as one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So mote it be. And so it is. Breathe. Gnocchi. Gnocchi. God, the first time I heard that, I almost fell forward into my pasta. Yeah, I'm only 1/4 Sicilian. I don't, the rest of me is Irish and German and British and Scottish and French Canadian. Should say we. So let's talk about some respect here. Look, I don't know that we're born understanding respect. It's something that we have to be taught. I mean, and think about what happens to a newborn, right? You go from this totally insular experience in the womb, every nutrient you need being pumped into you. You don't even got to chew. You don't even got to breathe, right? Embryonic fluid. You know, the whole process of rebirthing is about looking at birth trauma and things that happen to you in the womb. Like I've told you, my mom lost a child before I was born. So, you know, I was born in 1968. They didn't even have amniocentesis, let alone ultrasound. So she was worried, right? And there is some evidence that when a mother is pregnant and going through stress, that there's an increase in female hormones, making the child gay. Ta-da! No, I'm not shook by that. It's like, why wouldn't my soul choose to come in gay in this life? I'm reincarnational population control. I'm down with that. That's fine. I'm also the emotionally intelligent one in my family, the intuitive in my family, so not an easy road. But as a result of that, you know, we're born into this world, we're poked, we're swabbed, we're injected, right? We're bathed, I wasn't breastfed, and I'm totally okay with that. Being a gay man, of course, I'm totally okay with that. And is it all formative? Yeah, but is it all scripted? Yeah. And does the soul know that that's in the script? Pretty much, right? Maybe not every single crossed T and dotted I, but we can be pretty aware of that coming into these bodies, right? Of the general gist of the character we're being sent into play. But of course, depending upon your family, depending upon the time you were born, and I don't mean the time of day, the era, the generation into which you were born, respect is a weird thing. Like, I was really told to respect my elders, respect my adults, which led to a lot of screwed up situations in my life where I was respecting people who were so toxic that I did what they said, and it really didn't go well. Particularly because my parents divorced. My father was, let's just say, psychologically imbalanced. My mother, as I have said a billion times, divorced my father and married her divorce lawyer. So there was this other guy in the picture who I love. Stepfather Zeus, I call him to protect his anonymity. Not that they want me to protect their anonymity. I just like calling them Zeus and Hera. Because they are. Because if anybody's met my parents, they go, yeah, that's Zeus and Hera. in the nicest way as well as the not so nicest way. But, hey, archetypes, light and shadow, always neutral. So, growing up, the idea of respect was very convoluted. It even says in the description of this, respect is such a convoluted and confusing thing because we learn self-respect from the people around us by how they treat us. Now, in a way, it's really unfair. It's like you're an infant, and then you're a toddler, then you're a child. Before you even know the meaning of the word respect, you're being told to do it, right? Like, what does that mean, respect? Yes, of course, if you do not have Aretha Franklin in your head right now, blessed be Aretha Franklin. May you rest in grace, not just peace. RASPECT. I'm finding out what it means to me. And here's the funny thing about that. I think that's ongoing. I don't think it's a concrete thing. It's like, oh, now I know what respect is. Now I respect myself. Just like boundaries, which boundaries change. You're supposed to change, right? I say this every time boundaries come up in a video for sure. I go, don't talk to strangers is a brilliant boundary for a 4-year-old, really toxic for a 44-year-old. How are you going to order a pizza? Well, I guess you can now do it all through the phone, but you got to talk to strangers. You got to integrate into society at some point. So what does it mean to respect? So again, this is inspired by this new book. Started reading it yesterday. And really, within the first, 2 minutes of reading the book, tears, just crying, emotional release. Not because it was painful, but because what he was talking about, what he was writing in the book, and what I was reading was so touching my heart in such a truthful way that the resonance took me by surprise. Just like how, humor, 90% of humor is surprise. Well, it's like that too, right? It's just that love, like tears of love and tears of peace and tears of grief. And, it's not like I separated them out with an eyedropper. Okay, this is a tear of joy. This is a tear of love. This is just all came out. And so as a Pisces moon, I have learned by hook or by crook to respect my emotions, to allow them, but without them possessing me, without them taking control, for example. I can have a good cry. I like a good cry. A good cry is a healing cry, one that relieves pressure from the nervous system and one that gets it off your chest, right? But a good cry where I can't do anything for the rest of the day, I may have to respect that, but it's not something that I run to. It's like, oh, let's have a cry. Because to me, the other option is kind of staying in bed all day, not feeling the emotion, but feeling depressed, right? And depressed needs deep rest. And I honor that. And yes, I've had days like that too. That's why I will take a towel to bed to cry into rather than tissues, because with the snows can plow through a box of tissues really quickly. So for me, this new idea of, well, what he says is that the 3 behaviors of the ego are WAR, W-A-R, worry, anticipation, and regret, right? Worry, like you notice when you go to sleep at night, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Visions of unpaid bills dance in your head, right? Well, how am I going to do that? So the ego, its first thing, hello, Sharon. The first thing that the ego will go to usually is worry, right? The second thing will apprehension or anticipation. It will anticipate, well, if I do that, but then I can do that. And meanwhile, you're in bed. Not that it always happens at night, but it's its go-to. And then it'll get you in terms of regret, right? The past. So notice it's about the future, right? Worry is about the future. Apprehension is about what can I do in the present to prepare me for the future. We're gonna, and regret is about the past, and it's this vicious cycle. Got it. Got it. Like, it did not take, I didn't have to reread that page over and over and over again. I was like, got it. Yeah, familiar. Remember, I'm a witch. I know the shamanic descent. I've done it. I've guided people through it, and it's not a meditation technique. You spend a lot of time there. Good morning, Maul. Good morning. Good morning. How am I doing, my dear? Okay. I'm doing my stream. I'm okay. Having fun. So he says, that's the protocol of the ego, the protocol of the soul. He doesn't use that word, but I like that word, protocol. Move on. My inner dialogue has such naughty humor attached to it. No. Is you reverse that. So you go from worry, anticipation, regret, to raw, R-A-W. So you think of your emotions as raw. Good morning, Susie. So respect, appreciation. I'm still learning it. I will learn his acronyms. You watch me. I will learn his acronyms. It's really hard to do with one hand, by the way. Raw begins with respect. Respect is the activity of acknowledgement. That's the one, acknowledgement. And then welcome, right? So respect, acknowledgement, and welcome. So as I started reading that and putting that into practice a little bit, I began to realize that there's a lot of stuff that I don't respect about myself, not that I disrespect myself, but that just I never looked at it that way. I never respected. Like, for example, I am a workhorse. I'm a workhorse. I get a lot of my sense of self-value from the work that I do. Virgo, 4 planets, 2nd house. Does anybody else hear that? Is that angels getting wings? No, it's the garbage truck backing up. Oh, there's somebody parked in front of the dumpster. Ooh, that's not going to go well because the garbage truck is here and I get to watch it all. Hi, everybody's hi. So respect is what I wanted to talk about today. So that thing of I push myself. I really push myself. Like, well, part of it is because, I got this YouTube channel. I'm just using this as an example. I started this YouTube channel about 4 years ago. And if you go back to the very beginning, you'll see my journey. Like, I started out knowing nothing, right? Using like the webcam in my laptop that's 2 laptops ago, right? And like really cheap editing software and stuff with my first vlogs and stuff like that. And then I got a digital camera and I started recording the teachings that I did at the Silver Broom and elsewhere and editing them down. And the video editing software, Sony Movie Maker, I've upgraded it since, so I get to do more stuff with it. But then last year at Letha, summer solstice, I started doing readings, recorded readings, because I had the equipment to do it. The Silver Broom had closed down, so I really didn't know what to do with myself. I wrote 2 books, and that's a lovely process, but the process of writing a book is very exhaustive, and it's not like you're getting paid while you do it, unless you get an advance from a publishing company, and I am an unknown, and I'm gay, and I'm a witch, and honestly, blessed be Llewellyn Press, but I'm a little over Llewellyn books. I mean, in other words, it's no tea, no shade, no disrespect to them. It just doesn't feel right? And then, like, I turned towards Hay House, and Hay House was like, well, you need an agent. I'm like, I don't have a literary agent. Where am I going to find one? Number one. Or you can come to one of our really expensive workshops around America, and then maybe we'll consider it. I'm like, so you're asking me to pay you money so that no. Now, again, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade against Hay House. Blessed be Hay House. Blessed be Louise Hay. May she rest in grace and peace. But to be honest with you, I didn't have the funds to do all of that. So it was sort of like, we'll help you make money once you give us a lot of money. I was like, no. So I self-published my 2 books. But then, long story short, I started doing these readings. And then I learned about the YouTube partnership program. So I was like, all right, let me do that. So I started doing that. I got 1,000 subscribers in February. That's when you're eligible to get monetized. I did. We're now 1,300, so I've added 300 subscribers since then. and I'm off and running. But that, it's not my main source of income. My main source of income is doing readings for people. So it's great that, people like my readings and they book me and stuff. Doing it all through, video and stuff like that. I've helped a lot of people. I've been reading tarot since I'm 12. So the point being is that I am a workhorse. I don't stop working. In fact, when I'm not working, doing readings and serving as a Virgo that way, I'm working inside of myself. Prayer, meditation. I live alone, right? All of my relationships are patterns that teach me something, right? They're all about the work, the work, the work, the work, the work, the work, the work. I've been keeping myself under a spiritual microscope for decades, and it's exhausting. And and people will say, Mark, you work too hard, you give so much of yourself. Well, last night I broke down into tears. I mean, really, like 10 pages into this book, maybe more than that. And then when I got to the part about respect, I was like, I just want to respect my body right now. And my body was like, we're exhausted. The cells, like if the cells could talk, they were like, ugh. It was like Norma Ray standing on a table with the word union on a sign above her head. It's like, we need a union. We need a union. The boss is a slave driver, just psychically, So to respect that voice, right? And then to acknowledge it. I was like, I acknowledge that. And then I started thinking about Eric, the farm boy, who I realized is like saying Conan the Barbarian. I always nickname my guys. And as I said yesterday, I don't know if he's even still in a body. He might not be. I don't know. I reached out to him just to say, hey, I hope you're okay. Let me know you're okay. Like we do, like people do. But I didn't hear anything back. So I had to respect that I don't know. I had to respect and acknowledge that I don't know and I may never know. And then I had to respect all of the feelings that came up and along with it. The feelings of fear, the feelings of I'll never see him again. And that's why yesterday, if you watched yesterday's morning chat, I really have to think of him as no longer in the body. Because one way or another, if I never hear from him again, and I may never know, then that brought a certain level of acceptance, a certain level of peace. And to acknowledge and respect that. You see where I'm getting with this? That I don't have to be on myself so hard on my spiritual practice, on my spiritual path. Like that was the old way of doing it, and it was necessary. It's like elementary school, right? You have to learn the times tables. You have to learn a noun and a verb and part of sentence structure, and like learning a new language. There's just stuff you have to learn, but eventually you use a calculator, you use Google Translate, you use whatever. We're in a new world now. And learning how to respect myself in a whole different way. Learning to respect the heart. So this is the work ahead of me, but it's a different kind of work. It's more respectful. It is about respecting what it is that's happening in the moment, acknowledging that I'm the only one that can acknowledge, and also acknowledging that if Farm Boy has gotten my text messages and just doesn't want to respond to me, that I have to respect that he's not ready now and possibly ever, and I have to respect that. Maybe our dance is over. And if that hurts, I got to respect that feeling too. I have to allow myself to feel those feelings, respect and acknowledge, yes, that's not what I want. I would love to see him at least one more time. And then there's going to be another time after that. I'll always love him. He is a true love of my life, even if it didn't go. See, true love doesn't mean like in the movies and in the storybooks where you get what you want. That's the ego's version of true love. The soul's version of true love is that you love truly no matter what the other person does, and rips you to shreds, but as the Course in Miracles says, nothing real can be threatened. So true love is a bulldozer. It's devastation. And this morning, what prompted this video today is there he was on my mind again. And there was the voice of the ego criticizing me for thinking about him again. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. How about we just respect? How about we just respect that, as we talked about yesterday, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay that you're thinking about him. That's acknowledging it, right? And welcoming it. It's like, you are welcome to think about him until you don't think about him anymore. Because you know what? I had a Mr. Big character in my life, like totally out of Mr. Big, Sex in the City kind of thing. Thought about him till I stopped, right? Some of you know, sorry about that. It does that every now and again. Just, I don't know. Somebody flushes their toilet a mile from here and the stream interrupts. I don't know how that works. And I respect that about myself. Some of you know about the saga of Mr. D. If you've known me for the longest time, well, Mr. D and I now are very, very close friends. Love him dearly. We're not lovers, but now I always wanted him in my life because we were meant to be friends. It just didn't play out the way my ego wanted it to, but I will always love him. He's one of my dearest friends. I've known him for 25, 30 years, just about, right? See, so whatever it is that I'm feeling, that, you see, the old paradigm spirituality, we viewed the ego as something to be feared, something to be conquered, something to be destroyed and cast away. I mean, in Course in Miracles is very like that, by the way, and I love Course in Miracles, but it really makes the ego the adversary. And necessary. It was necessary. Look how blue my eyes are. The things you notice. And I thought the toilet only affected the shower. No, I don't know very well. I mean, we're doing a live stream. Does it have to do with water? I don't know. Whatever. So, you know, to respect that this is what I'm feeling right now. To acknowledge, yeah, honey, you feel that way. I acknowledge that, and I acknowledge your pain. And the one that squeezed my heart like an orange juicer today, Mark, this whole thing with Eric the farm boy devastated you, as did the whole thing with the Crystal Cave-In, because I will still call them that forever, as did the way that the Silver Broom was shut down and how you were blamed for things you didn't do, and people are still gossiping about me. There's an Italian phrase coming to my mouth that I won't say on Facebook. I will say it on Facebook. I won't say it on YouTube. Let's say it starts with a va and it ends with a ghoul. And I respect that within myself, right? But the ego is not to be fought against. It's a war, right? We've been having this war with the ego, and the soul doesn't war. The soul has all of the highest aspects of the divine. Really, it's a very good book. I mean, I knew that. So it's to be more loving, more kind, more open-hearted with whatever the ego is. And I got to tell you, the soul's okay with whatever farm boy is doing, whether I see him or not. The soul is okay with whether I survive this situation that we are in or not. The ego, however, and the personality, not so much, has its attachments, has the things that it wants, right? Bridget, you're killing me. Boy, I throw you guys a curse word and you're on it like a dog on a bone. Particularly if it's in another language. That's why I love you all, right? The soul is okay with all of this. So the soul, attributes of the soul, it is respectful, it acknowledges, and it's welcoming. Now, what's funny about this, not funny, ha ha, funny, but funny, interesting, funny, is that I've been doing aspects of that through my entire spiritual path. Again, starting with inner child work back in the 80s. I remember doing inner child work on the T. Now that's the subway system in Boston. The T. Not like no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. It's a different kind of tea. Talking to my inner child. I actually used to walk around with a teeny tiny stuffed animal in my jacket so I could talk to it silently as the inner child. I mean, that's my training. And then, went into the underworld, learned about embracing the shadow. Oh, Wicca. Oh, everybody thinks Wicca's so lighthearted. Not if you're going through a clergy training program where you have to go through the first degree, birth, the second degree, death, and the third degree, rebirth. Embracing the shadow, going to ashes and rising, the phoenix transformation, which the whole world is going through right now, so I feel rather well prepared. But isn't it lovely that Matt Kahn wrote this book a few years ago to kind of fill in some of the gaps that were not in my training? And to love that inner child, because, like the inner child work, as I've said many times, that inner child work in the 90s became very toxic, as it would. Why? Because the ego used it to get its needs, to get what it wanted, right? It's like, how dare you talk to me? Don't you know my inner child doesn't like that? Like, if you're still using your childhood wounds as a way to manipulate people, I suggest you read Why People Don't Heal and How They Can by Carolyn Mays, because she will. It's a very intense book. That's okay. I still have the curriculum somewhere, honey. I can dig it up for you. It's okay. Just read Sacred Contracts. It's all in Sacred Contracts. That was to Bridget. Sorry, I know I respond to people here and you don't know who I'm responding to, and maybe that's a good thing. So that's why I'm telling you, this inner child work, no matter how you approach it, and again, there are like, if you just, like, when we're done with this here, just stay on YouTube and put inner child meditation or inner child anything in the search field. You'll have plenty of resources with which to work. So that's what we're going to end with today. We're going to end with, we started with it a little bit last night. We've talked about it before, but last night the mothering yourself thing was kind of cool. It's kind of very cool. So we're going to take this. Pasta fagioli. Yeah, pasta fagioli is what I learned growing up. Pasta fagioli is pasta with beans. Anyway. So if you'd like to follow along, let's do a little meditation. Let's check in. We're not going to like go in and start plumbing the inner depths of our sub and unconscious mind through inner child work right now. I'm just saying, just to give a little respect to your heart. And the reason why I even bring the inner child into it, because it was Matt Kahn who, I mean, he simplifies things without insulting your intelligence, right? That's a hard balance to strike. He's very good at what he does. By the way, he's been through hell and back. So I trust him. I copped an attitude with the Ascended Masters a couple of months ago. I was like, sure, Matt Kahn gets to go to the Akashic Record, see how this all plays out. He gets to sit and talk with you guys whenever he wants. And they were like, you know why? I'm like, no. Obviously, my ego is in control. And they gave me a second, literally, it was a split second, a New York second, glimpse of the pain that he went through. I was like, oh, okay, got it. No, that's all right. I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, both of his parents died. Like, just one of my parents died. There was relief. But my mom, no, just lock me up, give me drugs. I'm done. Right. Although, for her to survive me really isn't fair to her. So that being said, when he said that, to think of the heart chakra, your emotional body, as the inner child, which also has the seeds of the higher self in it and has aspects of the ego in it, it's sort of like this one-stop shopping deal with the inner child. It simplifies it, but simple need not imply easy. And I don't know if Course in Miracles was the first place that was ever said or written, but that's where I learned it from. Simple need not imply easy, and God cannot heal. What you do not acknowledge is another one. I haven't seen that one anywhere else, but Course in Miracles. So isn't that funny? Acknowledge, right? Acknowledge. Isn't that the second one? Yeah, don't worry. I'll get this stuff memorized. Takes me a while. I ain't perfect. Yeah, acknowledgement. Respect is the activity of acknowledgement. Respect is the activity of acknowledgement. It's right there. Big bold letters right in the book. So let's do that. All right, take a few deep breaths. Breathe. Get yourself comfy, which is why I like doing it in bed, because I can do this. And if you like, place your hand upon your heart. Place a crystal on your heart. Place a kitty on your heart. Hi, Milky Head. Come sit with Mama. Come on. Come here, Puddin'. He's my heart. Come on, baby. Felines, nothing more than felines. Breathe. And follow that breath down into your heart. Pull this ponytail out. Very informal. I don't know that the child needs formality, needs respect, needs acknowledgement, needs to be welcomed. And just check in. Moon's in Cancer. Be the mother of your own heart right now. And whatever it's feeling, give it respect. Say, I respect you. I respect what you're feeling. We've had to say it to other people. Do we say it to ourselves? I respect what you're feeling. I respect what you've been through. Please remember to breathe. I respect your pain. And I respect that you've done the best that you can. And that you're always doing the best that you can, kid. I respect that there's a lot of stuff you didn't want to deal with and haven't dealt with, and that's okay. And I acknowledge that this isn't a race. And I acknowledge that we're in this together. And I acknowledge that you are so strong, because look at all you've survived. Look what you're surviving now. Loss, devastation, desolation. The old world just gone. But you're still here. Good God, kid. You're amazing. You have been through so much in this life. It's an honor to be in your presence. I want you to know it's okay to cry. Your tears are welcome. Everything you feel is welcome. You are welcome here. You are welcome in my presence, always open arms. Whatever you gotta feel, whatever you feel, you want to obsess about something, we obsess about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's where you are. You're welcome to think and think and think and think and think. But it's my job to keep our conduct together so that we don't hurt each other any further. We're going to respect our boundaries as we learn them, as we reset them. Because I love you. Because you are worthy of all the love. Every bit of it. All of us are. Every heart, every child. The child in every heart and the heart in every child deserves all the love and deserves the best that this world has to offer. So when you need to cry, we cry, but we're going to do it in a respectful way. When you need to laugh, we laugh. When you need to be angry, we get angry. When we get frustrated, we get frustrated. And when you're tired, we rest. I love you, kid. And I respect you. And I acknowledge your pain. And I acknowledge your strength. And I acknowledge you're doing the best that you can. And I acknowledge that we're all in this together. I love you, my sweetheart. You are welcome. You're welcome to all the love that I can give you, to all the gentleness, to all the kindness, to all the compassion. You've done nothing wrong. I love you, sweetheart. You show me what you need today, because you hold the pin codes to our success in this life. The innocence, the inspiration, the willingness, the open-heartedness. And a child shall lead them. What if this is what they meant all along? I love you. I'll check in later, all right, sweetheart? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take a few deep breaths. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed for another minute as you wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Allow yourself to complete this process for now. You just have to drop it and slam your eyes open. Take your time, be gentle. And as you are ready, open your eyes and come back into the room. I turned into a cat. That's my goofball. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. How you doing? Melky says he's okay. Hey, boobs. I love you. I wish you would let me pick you up and snuggle you, but that's okay. I respect his boundaries. Respect. I have a leg sphinx, a feline leg sphinx gargoyle. Cool, Donna. Very cool. Feel okay, Bridge? So peaceful. And a child shall lead them. I don't think I've thought that phrase or sentence or whatever that is in decades. The child shall lead them. I wonder if that's what he meant. That it's our innocence that's going to lead us through this. Open-heartedness. the integration of the soul in its highest activities of respect, acknowledgement, and welcome. Because love excludes no one. Love is all-inclusive. Divine love, true love. And that's the path of true love, right? Path of true love is your spiritual path, your healing journey, your hero's journey through your relationships, but this relationship with the child of your heart as well, your relationship with yourself, one of love, acknowledgement, and welcome. It's fascinating take on it all. But cognizance isn't enough, it's experience. So there you have it. That's today's morning live stream from Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, purple-haired gay guy checking out a guy walking by outside. Cute. Too young for me, but cute. All right, all. May you be blessed. May you be blessed. May you be blessed with health, wealth, love, and success. And may all that you need find you before you even know you need it today. And I'm going to go record some videos. This has been so helpful to me with something I've been dealing with since 2016. Thank you. You are welcome, Dawn. You are a friend. Thank you all so much for hanging out today. I'm going to do some videos today. The next 3 are set to go up. Let's see what's next. I don't even remember. What did I do yesterday? I don't even remember. It's all a blur. But the one will hit at 7:30, one at 8, and one at 8:30. The Zodiacal Path of True Love. So I'm going to do 3 more today. And then tonight, 11 p.m. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but the moon will still be in Cancer. So I don't know. Maybe I'll light a bunch of candles and we'll bless water. Ooh, do you guys want to make holy water tonight? Ooh, do you guys want to make holy water tonight? Ooh. If you want to make holy water tonight, have some water ready. I don't care if you use tap. I don't use tap water. I don't care. Some salt, and if you want to drink it, just salt and water. If you want, because you can drink holy water. At least my version, you can. But if you want to put some essential oils in it, don't drink the essential oils. We'll make potable and non-potable. Oh, because right now, I just don't have an inner child. I have an outer kitty. The outer city kitty. Cute. My Melchior. So cute. Believe me, I'm not allowed to take myself too seriously. Not with these gaffons, gaffunas, as we used to call them, with my purple hair and all. So wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the day. I love you all so very, 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 very much. He does look like a panther. Wakanda forever. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.